here tonight.
Okay. Timer, go for it.
Okay. Timer, go.
Tonight you shall hear a story fantastic, a story so queer. It's all about Santa and his helpers too. There's Santa and Hermie and Sue. Many of you have numerous sources of information on Santa, Christmas, the North Pole, and the naughty and nice list. Now, let me make some clarifications. You've always been told that Santa is in charge of the naughty and nice list, right? And an elf, fondly named Hermie, checks the list twice while delivering on Christmas Eve. But during the year, especially right after Thanksgiving, who really keeps the list? Yes, me. I've overseen the naughty and nice list for over 1,258 years. I've worked in the corporate world and I type 178 words per minute with no errors, and I'm able to keep this list in geographical and alphabetical order, and Santa trusts me. So as you know, the North Pole is bustling with activity right up to the morning of Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas Eve morning, the elves pack the sleigh and then they get to have a little pizza party while Santa takes a power nap. And on that important Christmas Eve morning in 2018, last year, Hermie, the check the list twice elf, got into Mrs. Claus's eggnog, and apparently he can't handle it well. Hermie was sloshed. He kept mooning all of the little girl elves under the mistletoe and yelling, "Kiss this!" Last but not least, he accosted a Furby with his peppermint stick. So when Santa awoke, he was furious and he banned Hermie from the sleigh that Christmas Eve. So now who's going to take over for the elf? Who does Santa trust with the list? 1 minute I'm drinking a chilled Riesling while soaking my feet, and me? No way, Santa. I'm not prepared for such an important night. No. I've got no courage. Please, Santa. I guess I have to rise to the occasion. Yes, rise. With my Dooney and Burke purse tucked under my arm, Santa held my hand and used his charm. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers we flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. We hit the lawn and arose such a clatter, most adults sprang from their beds to see what was the matter. Luckily, the moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below, which really means we're hidden in the fog. So while Santa's sliding down the chimney in the Irish neighborhood delivering the gifts, my anxiety got the best of me. So Blitzen motioned his paw to me, flagged me over, and we took a break in the backyard of Connor O'Sullivan's place, and we smoked a doobie. Much more relaxed now. Next thing I know, Santa's back on the sleigh, and Blitzen takes off. Well, I can't run as fast as a reindeer. And Blitzen trops around, makes a U-turn, grabs the waistband of my buffalo plaid sweatpants, and drags me through the snow. I felt the pinching of an epic lady wedge as I'm being airlifted. I kept feeling the wetness of the snow, in my sweatpants. I don't think I was being assisted by Employee of the Month. So anyway, Blitzen's making me run down a steep slope. Mind you, my sweats are stretched out, so I had to kick them off, and I'm full Winnie the Pooh in just my shirt. Now remember, I'm flopping down a 45-degree angle with my fun bun and my mud gun flopping in the plain view in the cold air. And then I hear, now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner, on Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away, all. So I'm hanging on the back of the sleigh, I'm sporting no pants, and Santa is still unaware that I've not returned to my seat. We traveled to all the little villages in Chicago, like the Pollock Boys, Stanley Canusta, and David Bakula. Somehow they made it to the nice list this year. Then we go south to Mount Greenwood, very Irish area, where Santa stops at Colleen O'Shag Hennessy's house with a sack full of American Girl accessories. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings and then turned, what a jerk, and he says to me, "Where's your Dooney and Burke purse?" Sugar plums. The cookie crumbles a little differently for me. So Santa makes a U-turn. We start tracking our flight path on the NORAD. But lest you know, Santa's got magic that only works one night a year per chimney. So we have to take one of the elves and drop him down the chimney on a rope to go in the house and look for my purse. We're going house to house. We go back to Mount Greenwood, back to the Irish area, and the Irish are still up drinking. We go to Cicero, and the Pollocks have been asleep since 9 o'clock. And then I remember, I got the munchies when Blitzen and I smoked that doobie. And when we were in Italian Village at little Billy DeFrancisco's house, he had a plate for Santa full of cannoli. I put down my purse and I ate all the cannoli. So we fly off to little Italian Village and I find my purse. Next thing I know, I wake up and we're back at the North Pole. I'm fighting off a gaggle of cold reindeer snouts trying to sniff my cooter and my tooter. And look, at least somebody's interested, right? By this point, it was pretty clear that Blitzen was learning on the job. He tried not to embarrass me and he grabbed one of the empty gift sacks and he was cramming it between my legs like he's jamming a carry-on into the overhead bin of Southwest flight to Orlando. I was like, Blitzen, buddy, maybe come up with a different game plan. And he was like, no, I can make it work. And then he started just using his elbow. And damn, he needs a hoof pedicure. So anyway, next thing I know, I heard Santa exclaim, or he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all. Hold your pants on tight. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Christmas will never be the same again. Please send